the train coming here will give people the opportunity to find better jobs, to be able to move around easily, and will cut down some of the costs that we incur on ourselves. Some of the older people, we got people that have to go for them and bring them to buy their groceries. Now, they can do it on their own. The Blue Line coming to Brooklyn Park, especially where we are concentrated, will be a blessing to most of us. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome you to another edition of LIBA Diaspora Business Spotlight. Today we have in studio the CEO of LIBA Homes, a construction company in Liberia, in presence of Mr. Momo Kanakai, CEO and founder of LIBA Homes. Mr. Kanaka, welcome to LIBA Diaspora Business Spotlight.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate this.
So we'll take a break. When we get back, we will be talking to Mr. Kanakai.
Let your celebration begin with Park Liquor Outlet, your first Liberian-owned liquor store in the city of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. We have everything that you need to set that special occasion or bride. For your next party or great get-together with friends, visit Park Liquor Outlet. We have great selection of beer, wine, gin, and many more at affordable prices. Our customer service will make you always want to come back. We are open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Park Liquor Outlet, your one-stop celebration store. We are located at 6315 Zine Avenue North, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Visit us today and feel the difference.
Many times when Liberians come to the States, driving becomes an issue for them. So the train coming here will give people the opportunity to find better jobs, to be able to move around easily, and will cut down some of the costs that we incur on ourselves. Some of the older people, we got people that have to go for them and bring them to buy their groceries. Now, they can do it on their own. The Blue Line coming to Brooklyn Park, especially where we are concentrated, will be a blessing to most of us. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to LIBA Diaspora Business Forum. We have with us today the CEO and founder of LIBA Homes, Mr. Momo Kanakai. Mr. Kanaka, welcome again.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Kanaka, tell us a little about who Mr. Momo Kanakai is.
Yeah, good question. Well, I'm actually a Liberian. I was born in Bon County, and I went to school, did my elementary and junior high in Bon County, and I did high school in Nimba County, came down to Monrovia, and went to Nigeria for 2 years. From Nigeria, I came back and worked with the Forestry Development Authority in Liberia for 3 years. And then from there, I came to the US, and I've been living here since. And I work as an IT with New York City Police Department. And I retired, and the first thing I did was to go into business. And the first business I went to was solar. I went to solar business. That didn't do too well in Liberia, so I jumped to the second part, which is now real estate, and that's where LIBA Homes come to the picture.
So LIBA Homes, the idea of construction. Tell us why construction company and why Liberia?
Yeah, you said construction, actually real estate.
Oh, real estate. Sorry, real estate. So tell us a little about your real estate company in Liberia.
Okay, good. Well, first thing is, I'm a real estate agent here in New York. Okay, and I work for Berkshire Hathaway as a real estate agent. That's what I do currently in Liberia, in the U.S. So I was actually visiting Liberia, and I was sitting at having lunch at a Royal Hotel. And I saw this lady serving, and she had a sad face. And I said to her, I said, is that a problem? You look so beautiful. You should smile a little bit. And she said to me, okay. And then she laughed and then passed by me. She came back, bent down to me and said in the typical Liberian English, I have trouble. I said, whoa. I said, what happened? She said, no, I just buried my husband 2 weeks ago. I said, wow. So at this point, I'm thinking, oh, the guy may have died in an accident. So I asked her, I said, what, in a car accident? And she said, no. his brother killed him. Brother killed another brother. Now, to make this long story short, she later told me it was same mother, same father, and a brother killing another brother over land dispute. So once she said that to me, I sat up for a minute and I thought about this for a while. That particular night, I'm in a hotel room and I'm thinking, I said, how is this possible? I do real estate in New York. And I never heard someone killing another person for in a land dispute, a brother killing another brother. So you know what? Maybe there's something I can do. And then the thought came to my mind about starting a real estate company in Liberia. That is the motivation or the whole idea behind LIBA Homes, to start a transaction or set up a business where buyers and sellers can transact with less disputes as much as possible.
So take for instance a Liberian in the diaspora,
Yes.
wanting to purchase a land
Yeah.
for business. How do they go about first contacting you? But what is the process? How can you help navigate that process?
Okay, first thing, we have a website. In fact, the website right now is very, 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 very clean. You can go to the website called libhomes.com, and then you look for a house on the website. And you pick a particular land or house that you want to purchase. You send it somewhere in California, Minnesota. You could be in Singapore. Okay? And then you call our number. Say, I want this particular house. And what we'll do is this. We start the process. We want to make sure first that you are a serious buyer, because we don't want to waste our time and waste your time. Okay. And then the second thing I want to ask you is this. If you're a serious buyer, get a lawyer in Liberia. Because as you and I sitting right here now speaking, there are people in Liberia, Liberians who are buying land with no lawyer involved. And what happens is exactly what happened to the story I told you. Disputes. Right down the road is going to come. Because soon you purchase that land, someone's going to show up with say, this is my land. So you want to avoid it as much as possible. When I say get a lawyer, I'm not saying you're going to be trouble-free, but at least you're going to eliminate 90% of the problem if you go through the legal process.
So thank you. One of the things that and we're happy, Mr. Kanaka, for doing this. And one of the reasons why we do this show is to bring exposure to our businesses in Liberia. Now, I show you creating jobs in Liberia with this with your business. Tell us how what is the passion? I mean, the people that you hired and the people who work for you. How do you deal with the labor laws and all of these things?
Well, good question. Right now, my business partner is Arthur Kandakai. This guy has been in the business for many, many, many years. He has his own company called AGS Logistics. What he does is he manages shipping in Liberia. He has his own shipping company in Liberia. So currently, his office is what I'm using right now to run the business, LIBA Homes. So he's my business partner. So he has tons of experience. And right under him, I have another young guy called Lasana. Lasana used to actually work with another real estate company, and I hired him from that particular company to work for me. So he's bringing that, he coming with that experience as well. And so when he came in, he brought a lady with him from that same company. So there are two of them right now working for me. Now, as far as the legal aspects are concerned, we are legally registered company in Liberia. Our registration was done by a professor who teaches law at the University of Liberia. So we want to make sure that everything we do is through the legal process. And now, all our rules and regulations is to be done by him and my business partners, just to make sure that we are keeping in process with the law of Liberia, especially like the Liberian Land Authority. We want to be in compliance with all their rules and regulations.
So we're gonna, again, my name is Jackson George. We are here with the CEO, Mr. Momo Kanakai of LIBA Homes in Liberia. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll be asking Mr. Kanakai about how Liberians in the diaspora can purchase or build homes in Liberia.
Let your celebration begin with Park Liquor Outlet, your first Liberian-owned liquor store in the city of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. We have everything that you need to set that special occasion or bride. For your next party or great get-together with friends, visit Park Liquor Outlet. We have great selection of beer, wine, gin, and many more at affordable prices. Our customer service will make you always want to come back. We are open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Park Liquor Outlet, your one-stop celebration store. We are located at 6315 Zine Avenue North, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Visit us today and feel the difference.
Many times when Liberians come to the States, driving becomes an issue for them. So the train coming here will give people the opportunity to find better jobs, to be able to move around easily, and will cut down some of the costs that we incur on ourselves. Some of the older people, we got people that have to go for them and bring them to buy their groceries. Now, they can do it on their own. The Blue Line coming to Brooklyn Park, especially where we are concentrated, will be a blessing to most of us.
We want to welcome you back. My name is Jackson George. We're in studio today with LIBA Homes, the CEO and founder of LIBA Homes, the CEO and founder, Mr. Momo Kanakai. Mr. Kanakai, let's say we have Liberians in the diaspora. We have a lot of issues in terms of we sending money home to our family member to build our homes, building materials, charge extra. We go home. Sometimes our homes are not what we expect. Then it creates more problems, family problem. So tell us, if Jackson George wants to go home to build or purchase a home or in real estate, what do we do? What do we do? I mean, it's a serious matter.
It is a serious problem. I have gone through it so many times. And that could be one of the motivation for me to actually run this company properly and make it work. Because I'm not only doing this to help Liberians in Liberia, but to help Liberians in the diaspora. Because I have gone through that process. I feel the pain also. Okay, I have families back home. I send money, do this, and then when I get there, there's absolutely nothing to show for the money I've just spent. So here's the process. Okay, the first thing is this. You go on our website and you call us. You say, listen, I want to buy a house. We say, okay, go on the website and look for a property that you like. If you don't see a property there.
So a quick question. So the website your website, you already have homes in Liberia that are on sale?
Yes. They are on the website right now. I think we have rentals, we have commercials, as well as private homes on the website.
And do you guys do Airbnb?
Not yet. We haven't done Airbnb, but we also do property management.
Okay.
We'll do property management, and we'll also do what we call drone photography as a service. So people in the diaspora, you don't want to just take a picture from the ground. You want to take a picture and get a bird's eye view of the entire house, from the roof, left side, back, and the neighbors, everyone in the neighboring areas. You want to see everything. There's a lake behind you. How far is the road? You want to see everything. That's where our drone service comes into play.
Wow.
Yeah, but as I was saying, you go to our website and you say, oh, I like this particular house, or you say, I want to buy the particular land. You're somewhere in California, Minnesota, anywhere you are, and then we say, okay, listen. Once we verify that you're a serious buyer, we first thing we tell you is get a lawyer. Now, here's the process. Because we don't want to be responsible for recommending a lawyer to you. If something goes wrong, you say, oh, it was your lawyer. No. What we do is this. we send the names of 3 lawyers to you. You choose the one you're comfortable with, okay? And we also advise you, do not call from Minnesota or do not call from California and talk to a lawyer in Liberia. Do not. Because in Liberia, there are 2 prices. There's one price for the local Liberians, and there's one price for Liberians in the diaspora. And you know this very well. The price in the diaspora is much, it will just kill you. So do not call and say, hey, I'm in Minnesota or I'm in California and I want legal service. Don't do that. Okay. Contact a family member in Liberia or anyone in Liberia that you know you can do business with. If you don't have one, you call us, we step in and do it for you. Okay. But contact a Liberian or contact our company and we step in for you and work with a lawyer for you and get a Liberian price instead of the diaspora price. That's step number 1. Step number 2, now you have a legal support now to get this process. Our website actually has a step-by-step guide to follow how to purchase land in Liberia, how to purchase real estate property in Liberia. Now, bear in mind, this is a brand new company, and we just started this company just this year. So the step-by-step guides that we have are not fully complete yet because, as I said, it's a new company, but it will take you close to the finish line. It will take you very, very close to what you really want to do. In fact, I think the last time I checked, there are about 15 steps you need to go through. Tribal deeds, for example, check, make sure those are right. Go to Liberian Land Authority, verify from there. Go to the archive, verify from there. Make sure the taxes for that particular land is paid for. So there are various steps you need to go through, okay? And then we will also help you in that process. We will help you in that process because we in the business, we know people who are in the business. But if you go through by yourself, it's going to cost you lots of money.
So let's take, for instance, I identify a property, I go through all of the processes, and I need to make payments. Let's say it's 100 grand. How do I make payments from the United States to Liberia?
Oh, very good. If you're going to make a payment, usually, there are several ways you can do. We do it the old-fashioned way. It could be done through money transfer. You can do Western Union. It can be done through other processes. Any way you can be do.
Is it seamless though? They'll send 100 grand through MoneyGram or?
No. I would prefer in that amount. I would prefer wire transfer.
Okay.
Yeah, I would prefer. That's a safe route to go. It's a little bit expensive, but at least with that kind of amount, you want to go with.
So you have to own a bank account in Liberia.
Right. The way it works is like this. You have always, if you're going to deal with such amount, you're better off getting a bank account in Liberia. We can also help you with that process, okay? And get a bank account in Liberia, and the money is transferred. And the good thing about, say, AB Bank, for example, in Monrovia, anytime there's an activity on your account in AB Bank, you get notified automatically through a text message or an email. Automatically, no matter where you are. So that's a good thing. That's a safety feature built into AB Bank. So if you open a $100,000 account in AB Bank, you are sure your money is safe. Okay, that's a safety feature. So we'll work with you to open the bank account, and then through that bank account, this is where you're going to now go through the process of making your payment to any real estate transaction that will carry on.
So we'll take another break. When we come back, we'll be talking to Mr. Kanakai about partnership and how he views partnership in Liberia. Well, so since this is going to be edited, we can continue going. So, Mr. Kanakai, let's say, are you open to inviting other Liberians in the diaspora who want to partner in your business? Is it open for investment?
Currently, we have not had that discussion yet with my partners and myself. We have not had that discussion yet because the reason is this. I have invested about close to $20,000 in the business from my pocket. And anyone who's coming in as a partner, we have to take that into consideration. Now, if the partnership can move the goalpost forward, and I sit down with that person and I realize, oh, this person is coming in with something that is really, really tangible. What I don't want someone to just come, okay, here's the money, you do the job. No, I want a hands-on partnership, if you understand what I'm talking about. That's what I mean. I don't want someone to just give the money and then turn their back, and then maybe they do another job somewhere that's too busy, and then I have to do everything. I don't want.
There's so many different kinds of partnership. There's sleeping
Right.
partnership. There's, all kinds of different partnerships. So some people just don't even want to be known. They just want to invest their money and get the returns at the end of the year or whatever it is. So I'm hoping that you are open to those kind of investment, because some people don't even want to be known anywhere.
Yeah, you said I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm not really I'm kind of new in the business. When I came from the IT world, and I'm not coming into the business. Someone like you who has been in this business for a long time, I can learn from you. But I tell you what, whatever I do, I want to make sure that
it's legit.
My investment, my company, is secure. That is the most important thing. I don't want someone to come in there and then it becomes a problem down the road. But yes, if it's a good sound partnership, I would consider it.
And I must admit, partnership in Liberia is a new thing. We don't do that. Most people own their own business. We are pushing now for Liberian to partner. So if you look at the liquor store that you see, the advertisement, full disclosure, that liquor store is for me and a partner, Mr. Gafuan, and family. So we're learning to partner now. We all own our own businesses, but we are now gearing into partnership. Why can't we own commercial buildings? Why can't we own hotels? Why can't we own office? All of these big buildings around this country. So it's only a true partnership. But going back to Liberia, tell me how easy or how difficult it is doing business in Liberia in the industry you're in.
Oh, it is. It is. You know what? If you are coming from this part of the world, where if you live here so many years, and you get down to Liberia, you have to understand there's two different mindsets you're dealing with. There's the Liberian mindset, and there's the coming from the U.S. mindset. I just tell you a quick story. I landed in Liberia and I had an appointment with a prominent business person. This person has been, one of the big business person in Liberia. We were supposed to meet at Royal Hotel at 2 p.m. So I got there a little early because that's what I'm used to here in the U.S. I got there like about 1:45. 2 o'clock comes, no show up. 2:30. I got a text message. Oh, I'm running late. Remember now, we're supposed to meet at 2 p.m. Now it's 2:30, and I'm getting a text message from the prominent business person saying I'm running late. And then at 2:45, 2:50, I got another text message. Oh, can we postpone it? I can't make it. Now that just tells you something, that if doing business in Liberia is not like anywhere else. Okay, it has completely different mindset. So 2 p.m. could be 3, 4, 5. Just know that. That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that really I noticed about doing business in Liberia is the price difference I told you about earlier. How you walk into any kind of department in Liberia, and you start sounding like an American or sound like a proper English, and you sound like someone who's from the US or from London or from Germany, anywhere, you're gonna get hit with a different price. No matter what, you're gonna hit with a different price. I went to City Hall. Before going to City Hall, the goal was we wanted to put some banners and billboards at Oro Junction and Catholic Junction, just for the company, libhomes.com billboard. So we did our homework first, and then I got the price where it's going to be. But just to test my theory about what I'm telling you about, I decided to go to City Hall by myself. And I walked in, and the price I got was $25 a day for the sound bowl, for the sound bowl. Remember, the sound bowl all year is $288 for an entire year. And here am I sitting in the office, and I've been told it's $25 a day. That just tells you that one thing. You come from here with a mindset. Don't go into an office. Get a Liberian partners, and let them go and deal with this business for you. Okay, you stay in the background. Don't go by yourself, or don't even try to even go. Period. If it's possible, let the Liberians go. Let them speak the Liberian English. Let them deal with the Liberian issue, and then you come in the background and deal with your partners. But that is the two. Well, we can go ahead with the roads are bad, the electricity is not. Well, those are things we all know. But the thing that you don't expect is people say, I'm coming at 2 o'clock, and they come back and they don't show up at all.
Yeah.
You don't expect that coming from here. Or you walk into a place and the price is supposed to be $280 and they tell you it's $700. Those are things you don't expect sometimes. If you're going to double the price, it may be 10% or 15%, but 200-300%, that doesn't make sense at all.
Do you have competitors in Liberia, or people who are doing the same? This is the first time I'm hearing about. I know we do have realtors in Liberia. I don't know how they're faring, but do you have competitors?
Yes, we do, but I always tell the joke. I say comparing us to our competitors is like comparing a Mercedes-Benz with a Keke.
Okay.
There's no comparison. Okay. we are too ahead of our competitors.
Okay.
For example, the number one competitors that we have is called Kakana. It's Kaikana, Kakana Real Estate. They're somewhere in Cinco. Now you can go to their website right now. They have houses, lands on their website right now, and you can go to that website and do a side-by-side comparison with their website and our website. You immediately come up with the conclusion that we are far, far, far ahead of them. Because what we did, we saw what the mistakes they were doing, and we decided to do it better.
Okay. So you're not reinventing the wheels. You're
exactly.
Improving the wheels.
We saw all the mistakes, all they were doing, and then we just take it and make it better. And guess what? 2 of their employees left and came to work for me.
Yeah.
2.
If you're doing good thing. But my question is, what motivates Mr. Kanakai? What motivates you every morning to want to do business in Liberia?
Very good question. The number one thing is this, Jackson. I tell you this: no one is going to build Liberia or rebuild Liberia, but we're Liberians. Okay, nobody. The Chinese will come and do what they need to do. The Americans will do. The Germans, nobody. It's not going to work. Nobody can build this. There's been, I don't know of any country in this world where it was totally built by foreigners and the locals didn't get involved. One way or the other. Except maybe in the Middle East where the people are so rich, they don't have to work, they import all their workers. But we are not rich. We don't have oil. So the only way Liberia is going to get developed is that when you and I and every single Liberian get our hands dirty, get down there and do something. Just do something. I don't care what it is. Just do something. You know what I mean?
One of my fights, one of the goals of I've been pushing as Liberian in the diaspora is that, look, 10 of you get together, build a clinic. 10 get together, build a good school.
Yes.
Get together, build a rest area. We must be our first investor.
It's
we
true.
should invest in our homeland if we can't. And so these are things that we're talking. Yes, we do have some systemic problems. Government is not created in utopia and brought to us. The people who are in government are our families, our friends, our neighbors. And so we as Liberians must begin to smell the coffee.
Exactly.
We can't have raw materials. We can have gold, diamond, iron, ore, rubber, and yet be poor. So the young generation, and I speak to young generation, open your eyes. The mistake that our generation made, you should not make that mistake. The rubber, the gold, the diamond, those are minerals and that should benefit you. It did not benefit us enough as our generation, but we are learning now. So in conclusion, Mr. Kanaka, if you were to do this again, let's say to start to do your business all over, what would you do differently?
The first thing I would do differently than I did was, first thing, I would go to Liberia and get to know the places that are really, 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 really hot when it comes to real estate. Because right now, as I'm speaking to you right now, there's most sought after areas when it comes to real estate is between the airport, Roberts International Airport, and Monrovia. That corridor is now becoming the hottest spot for real estate. Everybody wants to move in that area. And there's even plan from different people want the idea to move the city in that direction. And if you are in the real estate business, or if you are thinking about real estate, I will advise you that is one area to look at. If you are really, really serious about real estate, that is one area to look at, because you're going to be ahead of the game. Okay, but that's one area to look at. Here's another thing: the population of Liberia is very, very young. Okay, I read somewhere that says 60 to 70% of under 24 age. I mean,
we have the youngest population in Africa.
Okay, it was good. I'm glad you said that. Now just imagine this: where within this that all the young folks will live 10, 20 years from now. Just think about that for a minute. And this is where real estate comes in. So people who are in the diaspora, you were saying a few minutes ago, go back and start something. This is a huge, huge potential for them. Huge potential. Because that generation that we talked about a few minutes ago are going to need a place to stay.
Yeah, but understanding is that 600 Liberian to one house.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Now, just imagine this: 600 to one house. Now, if you can just step in now and just start something, you'd be far ahead of the game. And this is where I would have done my research if I were going to start all over again. But in this particular case, I went in step with my heart to solve a problem, which is to lower the disputes in land dispute in Liberia. But if I had to do it again, I would first go and study the areas that are hot, the areas that people are moving in, where the population growth is. You know, I would do your typical business research.
Correct.
I didn't do all of that.
And that's what a lot of Liberians don't do. So if you were to, I mean, we'll soon be concluding, but if you were to speak to Liberians in the diaspora wanting to do business, or Liberian doing business in Liberia, Liberians in the diaspora doing business in Liberia, what will you tell a young, let's go back to our kids.
Okay.
You know that when you go to a Liberian party and you have Liberian men sitting around the table and our kids are there, we are only talking disparaging thing about Liberia.
Yes.
How do we convince our young kids who were born in this country, who are dual citizens and wanting to go home, maybe to say, let me just go to my parents' land and see it? Like my son would say, Daddy, I want to go home. I want to go to your country and then invest. And I said, this is our country. He wants to go to Liberia. But he says to me that whenever Liberians are around and you listen to them, they scare me from going home. So what do you tell those young Liberians who are doing very well in the diaspora? How can they go home and invest in our homeland?
Okay. The starting point is this. Okay. Each one of us, Liberians, each one of us must know that we have a duty to our country. Okay. As I said earlier, the Japanese are not going to develop Liberia. The Chinese will not do it. The US, Americans will not do it. We have to do it. Now, if you are a young person, this is the perfect time to start a footprint in Liberia. Okay? And I will go with what you said earlier. You said partnership. Okay? Say, for example, you have like 4 or 5 of your buddies in Atlanta. You know, you're working, but you just day to day, come home, get a paycheck, and live. Well, just 5 of you decide, you know what? Let's go to Liberia and start a goat farming. I mean, I'm just picking the word. A goat farming. Okay, just pick something up. Okay. There's potential. The potential for you to be a millionaire in 10 years is much, much higher than staying in Atlanta working for the next 10 years.
Correct.
It's just a simple math. And all you did was start goat farming. Nothing else. I just said goat farming. What if you are going to a banana plantation or plant?
We import chicken eggs.
Chicken.
I mean, can you imagine we import chicken eggs and chicken feet?
And now, compare that to you staying in Atlanta working 5 years, 10 years, and then you drive your nice car, and then and you go to Liberia, and you have absolutely nothing to show for. But here you are. If you make this leap to Liberia, you have solved so many things. You give people jobs. You are now put Liberia on the map as a producing country. Okay, now because you're producing now. You put as a producing country. Your name now becomes a typical permanent Liberian.
Correct.
And, and you do all you did was just start a goat farming. And to tell you, Jackson, there are a lot of in other African countries. There are in Ghana, for example, there are a lot of Ghanaians, Nigerians going back and are doing exactly what you're not talking about. Starting chicken farming, goat farming, and raising guinea pigs and planting cassava. And then they are going back and doing this. Why can't we do it?
You see, when I started Strategy Africa, the concept was, how can the West come into our continent, take our minerals, take everything from us? And we have come here too now. What are we taking from here there?
Yeah.
And so we'll take another break. My name is Jackson George. I am the Executive Director of the Liberian Business Association in the Diaspora. I'm in studio with the CEO and founder of LIBA Homes. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll be concluding this conversation.
Many of the times when Liberians come to the States, driving becomes an issue for them. So the train coming here will give people the opportunity to find better jobs, to be able to move around easily, and will cut down some of the costs that we incur on ourselves. Some of the older people, we got people that have to go for them and bring them to buy their groceries. Now, they can do it on their own. The Blue Line coming to Brooklyn Park, especially where we are concentrated, will be a blessing to most of us.
Let your celebration begin with Park Liquor Outlet, your first Liberian-owned liquor store in the city of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. We have everything that you need to set that special occasion or bride. For your next party or great get-together with friends, visit Park Liquor Outlet. We have great selection of beer, wine, gin, and many more at affordable prices. Our customer service will make you always want to come back. We are open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Park Liquor Outlet, your one-stop celebration store. We are located at 6315 Zine Avenue North, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Visit us today and feel the difference.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome you back. My name is Jackson George, Executive Director of the Liberian Business Association in the Diaspora. Welcome back to LIBA Diaspora Business Spotlight. Today, we have in studio the CEO and founder of LIBA Homes. It's a realty company in Liberia in honor of Mr. Momo Kanakai. Full disclosure, Mr. Kanakai, the liquor store is ours. Like we said, we own the liquor store, Frank Gaffwan and I. KMTV did that jingle, which is a nice jingle. So if you are looking forward to do a jingle, That's KMTV is one of our businesses stationed in both Liberia and Minnesota, so they can do that jingle. So the jingle you saw for the liquor store is produced by KMTV. So in conclusion, Mr. Kanakai, how do you see your business 10 years from now?
Oh, this question was put to me just recently. If you are in the real estate business, like I am in the US, there's a company in the US called Zillow. All real estate agents in the US all know Zillow. And they all somehow, one way or the other, must deal with Zillow. We're talking millions and millions of people must deal with Zillow. Now, remember now, Zillow is not a government company, it's a private company. But yet, the entire nation, if they want to do real estate, they have to deal with this one company, just this one company. And what it do is it provides services that every real estate agent needs, and that is how to make your property available nationwide to everybody, even worldwide to everybody. Just make it easily accessible to anyone who wants to see it. That's so transparent and that's so cool for any company. This is what the dream for Liberia. I want anyone who wants to buy a home in Liberia or land in Liberia, just go on the website. And you can be anywhere. You can be in Singapore. Doesn't matter where you are. And purchase the land through LIBA Homes. The reason you can do this is because of transparency. Everything is laid out. And it will do this so that you can have a peace of mind doing this right from your living room. That it has been done by the Chinese. The Chinese purchased land in the US. They have never come to the US. They just purchased land in the US. Okay. So if that can be done, why can't we do it? Okay. So that's one motivation. The other thing is this. You see, with Zillow, you and I know that when we purchase a land, we have absolutely no problem. But in Liberia, it's not yet written in stone. There are some good laws, real estate laws in Liberia were passed by the Liberian government. But the executive branch has not implemented the laws yet. In other words, if you go to Liberian Lands and Mines, Liberian Land Authority, it is not yet, there are no policies in place, there are no rules in place, there are no regulations when it comes to real estate. And this all started right after the war, because during the war, a lot of people went into the archive and started changing documents, doing all kinds of things to real estate documents. And that created a lot of confusion after the war. Even today's date, there's still confusion. So the laws were passed so that the Liberian Land Authority can implement the policies, the rules and regulations to alleviate disputes. But apparently it hasn't happened yet. So that's one advice we give anyone who is purchasing land in or house in Liberia, that yes, you can do it, but just realize it is not 100% trouble-free. Okay, it is not. You can. This is why it's better you go through the professionals who are in the business, and then they will get you to as much as they can get you, so that you can have less headache down the road. And this is the number one thing is to remember, is that you by yourself do not purchase land without legal support in Liberia. Do not. People, as I said earlier, as we're sitting here talking, there are people in Liberia who are doing it right now. Purchasing land, no legal, oh, I got it from this guy, and it's a problem. It's a big problem. And then,
so, Mr. Kanaka, in conclusion, if you were to talk to Liberians in the diaspora, customers, let's say you're recruiting right now, talk to us. Tell us what you want us to do, how we can access your business, make sure, tell us how we can make it work. Because
okay, good.
we need look, we do have issues in the diaspora, and many of the times that one of the reasons why we are not doing so much in Liberia, because of the fear of owning lands and other stuff. So tell us, from the diaspora end, you've been here, you do real estate, realtor, you are realtor here. Tell us what we need to do as Liberians in the diaspora, not only in the United States, but Liberian in the diaspora wanting to go home, own properties, and do business.
Okay. The first thing is first thing, call someone who is on the ground who can help you. Not your brother, not your family members. Do not go through just your family members and your brothers. Do not do that. Go through professionals who can help you. If you come to us, LIBA Homes, we are dealing with people who have gone through the same process, the same pain that you are going through. I have homes here in the US and I have homes in Liberia. So I know exactly the process of going through trying to get help in Liberia when it comes to real estate. So my first advice to you is this: go through someone who can help you, through a legal, some kind of professional who can help you. Because what we can do is this: it gives you the advice, tell you, don't do this. We went through it, we got burned, so don't do it. We'll give you that advice. That's step number one. Step number two is this: how do we, if you come to us, what can we do for you? Okay, that's the question. What can we do for you? First thing is this: we will tell you, we help you in the process of getting a land or a house. Or if you have a land or a house in Liberia you want to sell, we can also help you with the process. Okay, and we do this through our website. Okay, and besides the website, we also do this through social media, like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Okay, and the third thing is this: we do is, because I'm part of this diaspora and I'm a member of the Liberian Association in the US, I have huge access to this database of colleagues who are going through the same process. So yes, coming through us, it would be your perfect way to go if you really, really, really need to go through a smooth transaction in Liberia when it comes to real estate. And all you need to do is visit the site, is libhomes.com. There's a telephone number on the website. You can call that number. Okay, it's a Liberian number. Call that number. And if you are in the US, you don't want to call Liberia, you can hit me with a call. My number is on the website as well. It's a WhatsApp number. It's on the website as well. Call me here in the US and I can start the process for you. You don't need to call Liberia. You call me here and I can start the whole process for you. And I will work with you as a team. That's the cool part about it. I'll work with you as a team so that we can get you to the finish line. But just know that going through the process, get some support. Get some support. Don't call Liberia and start talking to a lawyer because he will give you the American price. Don't call Liberia and talk to a surveyor. He will give you the American price. Don't do that. Come through the professionals and we can help you through the process. Okay?
So, Mr. Kanaka, we want to thank you for. I know when I talked to you a couple of years ago, you were very excited that the LIBA existed. Today, LIBA is transforming itself into a more productive organization. We're going into an app that you can have on your phone and download all of the things that LIBA does. We also have a channel with KMTV just for business channel. That is, interview will be played on all through the week and all through. People can just log on our app. It's like a TV program and just go through all of our business activities. So I want to thank you for coming on this show. I know time is of essence, but that's one of the things we do to promote and bring exposure to our small and micro businesses. We also want to thank the KMTV family for this opportunity of having us bring exposure to our businesses. And with that, again, my name is Jackson George. I am the Executive Director of the Liberian Business Association in the Diaspora. We want to thank all of our members and God bless. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, man.
No problem.
Let your celebration begin with Park Liquor Outlet, your first Liberian-owned liquor store in the city of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. We have everything that you need to set that special occasion or bride. For your next party or great get-together with friends, visit Park Liquor Outlet. We have great selection of beer, wine, gin, and many more at affordable prices. Our customer service will make you always want to come back. We are open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Park Liquor Outlet, your one-stop celebration store. We are located at 6315 Zine Avenue North, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Visit us today and feel the difference.
Many times when Liberians come to the States, driving becomes an issue for them. So the train coming here will give people the opportunity to find better jobs, to be able to move around easily, and will cut down some of the costs that we incur on ourselves. Some of the older people, we got people have to go for them and bring them to buy their groceries. Now, they can do it on their own. The Blue Line coming to Brooklyn Park, especially where we are concentrated, will be a blessing to most of us.